Hello students, I hope you're doing well. In this video I'm going to take you on a tour of our course, Science of Biology. Every time until you address this, you're going to see this pop up with some helpful orientation information. And then once you have read through these, you can dismiss that. Now here on this home page, you're going to see that there are announcements. And be sure that you scroll down because there might be more than one announcement since you came to class last. Now, in our course, the main source of navigation is right here in this green toolbar. When you click Course Home, you just come right back to this home page. And when you go into content, the course opens like a book, and the table of contents is on the left. And when you click into a page, you can just start reading and then use these tabs to advance through the topics and see these first few ones we just saw. They were in the pop-up, and that's your Start Here module. And after you go through these and say you leave and come back, it will be on whatever page you were on last. And so now, for example, we're at the beginning of the Syllabus and Schedule module, and here you'll find all sorts of course information, and the rubrics, and also the schedule. And this is the kind of thing you would definitely want to print out and put on the refrigerator. All of the dates for the entire course are in the schedule. Now, for example, in discussion, right, there's a final deadline, but there's an initial post deadline. So if you're using your calendar and just going by those notifications, you're going to miss these first deadlines. And so be sure that you consult the schedule. If you ever find any discrepancies, don't worry, I will always honor it, whatever way the discrepancy benefits you most. So like if it's my deadline here is earlier than the assignment is noted as due, I will take the later date. So don't worry, no stress there. And let's go back to the table of contents. Now, let's focus on this main toolbar again. Some of the things in the course are there, but not everything. So it's really important that you actually use the content. Your e-text is right here, for example, but that does not appear in the top toolbar. And then once you get into a module, it will open like a book, just like we were just talking about. And you can scroll through and read through the module, get a sense for what we're doing. I hope you read through at least the whole first module, if not the entire course, by the end of today. And so you'll see you have different kinds of assignments. You have some assignments that you write and you submit. You have lab assignments, you have discussions, and you have quizzes. So when you come to discussion here, you're going to see links to the discussions. You can also find those up in this toolbar here under discussions. And here in the assignments, you'll find links that, again, go with assignments, but you'll have more information behind it if you go through the content. And so here's all your labs. You can start doing these pre-labs right away, even though you do not have your lab kit yet, like the Getting Started module, Intro to Science, and General Lab Safety. And then finally, at the end of each module, we will have quizzes. So now let's take a look at what is going on in the top toolbar. So when you click on assignments, right, these are the things you're going to submit. And so they have deadlines. The first one is September 10th. But as soon as you get your lab kit, you're going to want to go into lab verification here, take a picture of yourself with your lab kit, and add that file and submit the assignment. And you'll need to do that as soon as you get your kit, and doing that helps me to understand how many students have their kits. Are we ready? Do we need to extend this deadline? It is likely this deadline will extend because the lab kits are not shipped out until the drop date. So prepare yourself by reading ahead in your textbook, getting ahead in discussion, looking at these assignments, because we'll have to catch up in lab when the lab kits get here. And you'll see in this class we only have 5 labs. It's not too bad, but this module 1 deadline will likely push a little bit closer to this Module 2 deadline, so it'll be a lot of lab work in late September, and then it'll even out. But they are open for finite periods of time. You must submit during this time. There's no late work and no extra credit in the science department of CCC Online. And so you must participate in this between August 28th and September 3rd, and then it will go away. And then a new discussion will open from September 4 to September 10, and then another one, and those are all back to back. And so always there's just one discussion open, and then the next one follows. And so you'll want to keep track of the deadlines in the schedule, and you will want to just look at this, right? Like you can work ahead. You can see the prompts right here. And so work ahead where you can, situate yourself well for success in this class, and show up during the times when the discussions are open. Now, when it comes time for quiz, you'll see the same kind of thing. The quizzes are gated for a week's time, roughly. And that's towards the end of the module. So you'll want to put that on the calendar and realize at some point during that week, you're going to have to take that quiz. You can see your grades in the grade tab. And if you have any questions about that, let me know. If I have to manually grade it, I have a week to do so, and I try to grade the assignments that come in before the deadline, to honor that effort. And then after the deadline, grade all the rest together. All right, so those are all the pieces to our course, and thank you so much for listening. You should now go to discussions, and you should introduce yourself in the student introduction discussion. All right, well, thank you so much, and let me know if you have questions. Oh, I will note one last thing. This little envelope in the top is our in-classroom email system. Please email me here, and if we need to rope in someone else, we might have to move it out to our cccs.edu emails. But generally, I prefer to talk to my students from within the course. All right, thank you so much, and I hope you have a great first week.